Let's walk on the wise path.
Welcome to this enlightening exploration of Seneca's timeless wisdom on how to control your anger through the lens of Stoicism. In a world often overwhelmed by emotional turmoil, Seneca's teachings offer a beacon of hope and guidance. In this comprehensive video, we will delve into the profound insights of Seneca, one of the prominent Roman philosophers and playwrights who believed that anger, a temporary madness, can be conquered through Stoic principles. Have you ever found yourself consumed by anger only to regret your actions later? Do you want to attain greater inner peace and emotional control? Join us on this journey as we uncover the secrets to mastering your anger, drawing from Seneca's wisdom and the profound principles of Stoicism. By the end of this video, you will have a toolkit to help you recognize the destructiveness of anger, identify your personal triggers, practice patience and delayed reactions, use self-deprecating humor, and engage in self-reflection. Let's embark on this transformative journey together. 1. Recognize the destructiveness of anger. Seneca's profound insights on anger provide a remarkable foundation for personal growth and emotional intelligence. In this segment, we will delve deeper into the reasons Seneca believed anger to be fundamentally wicked and explore how these insights can transform the way we perceive and manage our emotions. Firstly, Seneca aptly points out that anger makes us slaves to our own emotions. When we succumb to anger, rationality takes a backseat and we act impulsively. In the grip of anger, we might lash out verbally or physically, often saying or doing things we later deeply regret. This loss of control not only damages our relationships, but also erodes our sense of self-worth. In the aftermath of an anger-fueled outburst, we often find ourselves burdened with guilt and remorse. Seneca's wisdom reminds us that true strength lies in mastering our emotions rather than succumbing to them. By recognizing that anger enslaves us, we can strive for greater emotional autonomy and resilience. Secondly, Seneca highlights the unique and alarming characteristic of anger: it cannot be slowed down. Unlike many other emotions that can be gradually pacified, anger possesses an overwhelming forward momentum. Once we recognize our anger, we are already under its control. This realization is crucial because it emphasizes the need for proactive anger management. We must be vigilant and intervene before anger fully takes hold. Seneca's advice here echoes the importance of self-awareness and self-regulation. Through mindfulness and emotional intelligence, we can detect the early signs of anger and employ strategies to prevent it from spiraling out of control. This recognition of anger's rapid escalation reminds us of the necessity of preventive measures in our emotional toolkit. Lastly, Seneca draws our attention to the contagion effect of anger. Anger spreads like wildfire within social groups, causing individuals to act in unison with destructive consequences. We've all witnessed situations where one person's anger incites more anger in others, resulting in chaos and harm. This phenomenon underscores the critical importance of emotional contagion awareness. To master anger, we must not only manage our own emotions, but also be mindful of their impact on those around us. Seneca's teachings encourage us to break the cycle of anger propagation by responding with calmness and reason. By doing so, we not only protect our own emotional well-being, but also contribute to a more harmonious and rational society. Seneca's insights into the destructiveness of anger provide a compelling framework for personal growth and emotional mastery. By recognizing that anger makes us emotional slaves, cannot be slowed down once triggered, and is highly contagious, we gain a deeper understanding of the urgency and significance of managing our anger. Seneca's wisdom challenges us to rise above our impulsive reactions, exercise self-control, and contribute to a more rational and harmonious world. As we continue to explore Seneca's teachings on anger, we will uncover practical strategies for conquering this powerful emotion and leading a life guided by Stoic principles. 2. Identify your anger triggers. Anger, as Seneca astutely recognized, is a formidable opponent to inner peace. To conquer this powerful emotion, Seneca implores us to embark on a journey of self-discovery a voyage into the depths of our psyche to unearth the triggers that unleash the fury within it. In this segment, we shall delve deeper into the wisdom of Seneca regarding the identification of anger triggers, shedding light on how this process empowers us with greater control over our emotion. 1. Being treated unfairly. Few things stoke the flames of anger more than the perception of injustice. Whether it's someone cutting in front of you in a queue or a colleague taking credit for your hard work, unfair treatment has the uncanny ability to ignite our anger. Seneca's wisdom urges us to confront this trigger head-on, to recognize that life, by its very nature, is replete with perceived injustices. Instead of succumbing to anger, we must acknowledge the inevitability of these instances and choose a more constructive response. 2. Facing time pressures and frustrations. In our fast-paced modern world, time constraints and the relentless pursuit of deadlines can become breeding grounds for anger. When rushing to work only to be ensnared in a traffic jam or constantly battling against the clock, our patience wears thin. Seneca teaches us the importance of recognizing that time is a finite resource, and the frustration we experience often stems from our own unrealistic expectation. By embracing the Stoic concept of accepting what we cannot control, we can curb anger's grasp. 3. Experiencing dishonesty or disappointment. Seneca understood that dishonesty and disappointment could be powerful triggers for anger. Whether it's a partner's betrayal or a colleague's broken promise, the sting of deceit and letdown can ignite the fiery tempest of anger within us. Seneca's teachings encourage us to approach these situations with a Stoic perspective. By accepting the imperfections of human nature and understanding that disappointments are an inherent part of life, we can defuse the anger that often accompanies them. 4. Encountering threats to self-esteem. Our self-esteem is a delicate flower, susceptible to withering under the harsh winds of criticism and belittlement. When confronted with words or actions that diminish our self-worth, anger can serve as a protective shield, a reactionary defense mechanism. Seneca's wisdom beckons us to examine our vulnerability and recognize that our self-esteem should not be solely reliant on external validation. By cultivating self-worth from within, we can reduce the potency of this trigger. 5. Running into prejudice and discrimination. Prejudice and discrimination, whether based on race, ethnicity, disability, or other factors, have the capacity to ignite the flames of anger. Seneca's teachings implore us to confront these injustices with a resolute mind and a Stoic heart. By recognizing the interconnectedness of all humans and understanding the fallacy of superiority, we can choose to respond with empathy and education rather than succumbing to anger. 6. Experiencing physical harm or threats. When physical harm or threats loom on the horizon, our primal instincts kick in, often accompanied by a surge of anger. Seneca's wisdom urges us to confront this trigger with rationality. While it's natural to protect ourselves, anger should not be the driving force behind our actions. By adopting a calm and collected demeanor in the face of danger, we can make more rational decisions that prioritize safety over rage. The essence of Seneca's teachings regarding anger triggers lies in mindfulness. It's not enough to recognize the external events that provoke our anger. We must also unearth the specific thoughts and perceptions that fuel this fiery emotion. By dissecting the inner workings of our minds, we can catch anger in its infancy before it gains the upper hand. Mindfulness becomes our beacon of self-awareness, illuminating the path to emotional mastery. Through this self-exploration, we empower ourselves to respond to life's challenges with wisdom, equanimity, and grace. Seneca's message resounds clearly. By understanding our triggers, we can seize control over anger, ushering in a new era of inner peace and serenity. 3. Practice patience and delayed reaction. Anger, that fiery emotion that can engulf us in a matter of seconds, often leaves us feeling helpless and regretful after the storm has passed. Seneca, the wise Stoic philosopher, offers invaluable insights on how to quell the flames of anger through the art of patience and delayed reaction. Seneca believed that the most effective way to deal with anger is to allow the initial surge of passion to subside. This idea runs counter to the common impulse to react immediately when provoked. Let's explore Seneca's wisdom in detail and how it can transform the way we manage our emotions. Removing ourselves from provoking situations when confronted with a situation that triggers anger, the first step is to recognize the need for distance. Seneca advises that we remove ourselves from these provoking environments. This separation serves a dual purpose. It not only prevents us from making rash decisions in the heat of the moment, but also provides a physical and mental space in which to regain our composure. Stepping away allows us to see the bigger picture and reevaluate our emotional responses. Withholding actions until achieving tranquility, Seneca suggests that we resist the urge to act on our anger until we have achieved a state of tranquility. In the midst of anger, our judgment is clouded and our actions are often driven by irrational impulses. Waiting allows time for the storm of emotions to pass, giving us clarity and rationality. It's akin to allowing the waters to settle in a turbulent river before making any decisions or taking action. Engaging in relaxing activities, Seneca encourages us to engage in activities that promote relaxation and mental calmness. These can include reading, meditation, or physical exercise. Such pursuits redirect our focus away from the source of anger and towards a state of inner peace. Reading transports our minds to different worlds. Meditation brings mindfulness and serenity, and physical exercise releases endorphins, the body's natural mood elevated. Employing deep breathing techniques. Deep breathing is a powerful tool in anger management. When anger surges, our bodies react with shallow, rapid breathing, further exacerbating the emotional turmoil. Seneca advises employing deep breathing techniques to reduce the intensity of anger. Slow, deliberate breaths help lower our heart rate, relax tense muscles, and bring clarity to our thoughts. Deep breaths act as a bridge between the emotional storm and the calmness we seek. Implementing simple calming strategies, Seneca understood that sometimes simple strategies could be remarkably effective. Counting to 10 or repeating soothing phrases like relax or take it easy can help soothe the flames of anger. These strategies act as mental anchors, grounding us in the present moment and allowing us to regain control over our emotions. They remind us that anger is transient and that we have the power to choose our reactions. In essence, Seneca's teachings on patience and delayed reaction teach us to pause before we react, to respond rather than react impulsively. Emotions, including anger, are temporary states of being. By practicing patience and giving ourselves the gift of time, we gain the ability to navigate life's challenges with grace and wisdom. Remember, anger is a storm that can be weathered. Through patience and a thoughtful approach to our reactions, we can emerge from the tempest unscathed. Seneca's wisdom reminds us that we are not slaves to our emotions, but masters of our responses. It's a journey toward emotional mastery, one that empowers us to lead more peaceful and fulfilling lives. In the next segment, we will explore how self-deprecating humor can serve as a powerful tool in diffusing anger and maintaining emotional control. Stay tuned for more insights from Seneca's timeless wisdom on anger management. 4. Use self-deprecating humor. Self-deprecating humor, as advocated by the Stoic philosopher Seneca, stands as a potent and often underappreciated weapon against the tumultuous tides of anger. In the modern world, where interactions are rife with potential provocations, understanding and harnessing this form of humor can be transformative in maintaining our emotional equilibrium. Firstly, it's important to grasp the essence of self-deprecating humor. It doesn't entail disparaging oneself to the point of diminishing self-worth. Instead, it's about playfully acknowledging one's imperfections, fallibility, or even vulnerability. This approach not only disarms potential provocateurs, but also helps us stay grounded in humility. One of the fundamental advantages of self-deprecating humor is its ability to defuse tense situations. When faced with insults or provocations, our natural inclination may be to respond with anger or aggression. However, Seneca's wisdom reminds us that taking ourselves less seriously can turn the tables on provocateurs. By converting insults into jokes, we effectively strip away the power of their words. This practice not only protects our emotional well-being, but also frustrates those seeking to provoke us. They often expect a heated reaction, and when met with humor instead, they find themselves disarmed and perplexed. Furthermore, self-deprecating humor helps us maintain our inner peace. When we respond to insults with anger or retaliation, we allow external forces to disturb our emotional equilibrium. Conversely, humor preserves our serenity. It's like a shield that deflects negative energy, allowing us to remain composed and in control. This, in essence, reinforces the Stoic principle of maintaining inner tranquility even in the face of adversity. Consider a scenario where someone hurls an insult your way. Instead of retaliating with anger or defensiveness, imagine responding with a witty and light-hearted quip about your own quirks or foibles. This response not only diffuses the tension, but also preserves your emotional well-being. In this way, self-deprecating humor acts as a guardian of your inner sanctum, shielding you from the destructive forces of anger and frustration. It's essential to recognize that embracing self-deprecating humor is not a sign of weakness, but rather a manifestation of emotional intelligence and resilience. Seneca's teachings emphasize the importance of recognizing our own flaws and vulnerabilities, not to wallow in self-pity, but to develop the strength to transcend them. By playfully acknowledging our imperfections, we demonstrate an admirable level of self-assuredness and self-acceptance. This self-assuredness, in turn, is a powerful deterrent against those who seek to exploit our emotional vulnerability. In summary, self-deprecating humor is a formidable tool in our arsenal for managing anger and maintaining emotional control. Seneca's wisdom reminds us that by turning insults into jokes and not taking them too seriously, we disarm provocateurs, frustrate their intentions, and safeguard our inner peace. This form of humor is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to our emotional intelligence and resilience. As we navigate the complex web of human interactions, let us embrace the power of laughter and humility to conquer anger and find lasting tranquility. 5. Engage in self-reflection. Seneca believed that self-reflection was essential for understanding one's character and anger triggers. Keeping an anger journal or diary allows us to track and analyze our emotional experiences. This practice helps identify patterns, specific triggers, and recurring elements that provoke anger. Through daily self-reflection, we gain greater sensitivity to our emotions and develop strategies to cope with them productively. Seneca's profound teachings on anger control provide us with a path to emotional mastery and inner tranquility. By recognizing the destructiveness of anger, identifying our triggers, practicing patience and delayed reactions, using self-deprecating humor, and engaging in self-reflection, we can navigate the challenges of life with grace and wisdom. Embrace the Stoic principles and remember that anger is a temporary madness, a storm that can be weathered with the right mindset and techniques. As you embark on your journey to conquer anger, you'll find yourself empowered to lead a more peaceful and fulfilling life where anger no longer holds sway over your actions and decisions. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening exploration of Seneca's wisdom. May these teachings guide you towards a life of serenity and emotional mastery.